New here at 4, a peculiar family is suing Nebraska Furniture Mart after a third-party carpet installer sexually assaulted their granddaughter. 63-year-old Enrique Martinez was part of a carpet crew working inside the family's peculiar home last June. He was sentenced to 25 years in prison for statutory sodomy involving a child under 12. The lawsuit says that the family bought carpet from Nebraska Furniture Mart, expecting store installers, but the company used a third-party contractor instead. It claims a proper background check would have flagged Martinez and accuses NFM of refusing to finish the job after learning what happened. In a statement, Nebraska Furniture Mart denies the allegations. An investigation is underway after a